Amazon FBA shipping. When it comes time to ship your products into the Amazon warehouse, how do you know which warehouse to even ship your inventory into? How do you get the right labels and barcodes for your products? I'll go over all that in today's video. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back to those of you who are my subscribers. My name is Brian Noonan. I'm a full-time Amazon FBA seller, mentor, and coach. Right here on this YouTube channel, I release weekly videos covering everything Amazon, e-commerce, and NFTs. If you enjoy those types of videos, do me a favor right now. Head on down and press subscribe. I can see each and every one of you who take just a minute to press subscribe, and I appreciate each of you. Also, give me a like on this video to help support my channel and bring you more helpful videos like this one. My job right here is to help educate, teach, impact as many lives as possible, sharing and documenting my journey of how I went from a struggling broke drug addict 8.5 years ago to building, owning, and running multiple six-figure online businesses. Let's jump into it. All right, guys. Well, let's go over how to do an FBA shipping plan. So you probably have quite a few different questions if this is your first time shipping to Amazon, including where do you even send your products to? Which Amazon warehouse? Well, we're going to find that out. At the end of the shipping plan, Amazon will actually tell us which warehouse or warehouses, multiple warehouses, we have to ship to, and then it'll also be on the Carton FBA labels that you generate, auto-generate, okay? So for this step, for doing the shipping plan, when should you do this? What information will you need? The best time to do your shipping plan, guys, is at the end of production. So if your supplier tells you the product's going to take 30 days to be manufactured, well, you want to wait about 20 days and then create the listing and then do the shipping plan, because we want to wait the longest possible time frame before we create that listing for the best honeymoon period. You don't want to create the listing like 2 months in advance and then you have 30 days for production, then 30 days for shipping, then 2 weeks for check-in time. So in order to do the shipping plan, the listing will need to be created. We'd want to wait to create the listing and towards the end of production. So production is 30 days. When you're 20 days in, then ask the supplier for this information and create the listing and do the shipping plan next. Okay, so here's the information that you'll need for the shipping plan. Before I jump into that, who do you use to actually ship these products from your supplier to Amazon? Well, I use Wendy and Michelle. Those are my two professional freight forwarders. Michelle is from Forest Leopard Shipping, and Wendy is from Bond Med Shipping or Wingspeed. They handle all my freight forwarding, pickup, DDP shipping, and transit from China to the United States. It goes through customs, then they load it on a truck, then they ship it to the Amazon warehouse, whichever warehouse Amazon tells me to. And I'll go over, you can kind of adjust which location you want to ship from, but usually, just entering your supplier's factory address as a ship from address is going to work for most shipments, okay? And we'll go over that when we get to that step. So here's the information you're going to need from the supplier before doing your shipping plan. Number one is, and you just message your supplier for this information, how many master shipping cartons are there? You may already have this information like they told you beforehand. Some suppliers already know if you're ordering 500 products, it's going to be 50 boxes or 50 cartons of 10 units. Other times it changes, and so they won't have this final packaging carton arrangements until the very end of production. And so that's why I do like to wait also till the end of production so you can actually get how many cartons are there and the next units per carton. And number three, the size and weight of those cartons, master shipping cartons, okay? And they will give it to you, the supplier will give it to you in kilometers and centimeters. Just use Google and translate that into pounds and inches. Also, the requirements for Amazon, guys, when it comes to shipping products. Number one, all products need to be individually packaged in either a poly bag, which is a clear bag, or a box. Now, I recommend a box for most products, custom box with your design and your logo, but each product and all the pieces that go with your product, any add-on, accessories, insert card, bundled items, all need to be packaged together individually in one box, just like the customer will receive it when they order one of your products. They have to be individually packaged like that. So all products must go into a box or a poly bag, and then on the outside of that poly bag or box, we need your brand name, ideally, and then we're going to need the FNSKU barcode, the Amazon FNSKU barcode, which you get after you create the listing, and you're going to need made in China. If it's made in China, I usually print this in small text on the back of my box, or you can add it to the top of the FNSKU sticker, okay? So, all products and all pieces to your product, any add-ons, insert call, all need to go into one box. And then on the outside of that box, we have the FNSKU barcode on the back, and we have Made in China and your brand logo, okay? So, that's going to be the requirements for that. If you are using a poly bag, either for your product, maybe it's just like, you're selling a bag, and so it's going in a poly bag, which is a clear plastic bag, or inside your product box, there's a poly bag with an opening of 5 inches or larger. It needs to have a suffocation warning label. This is not standard for China suppliers. They don't typically do this. So you need to make sure, per Amazon requirements, that any poly bags that are used to package your product or inside your product, any poly bags have a suffocation warning label. And I can pull that up. The suffocation warning label is like this: keep away from small children. It can cause suffocation. So this will be either added to the top of your FNSKU barcode in the white space, this warning label, or is sticker labeled on the poly bag, or you can actually order poly bags. The supplier can order poly bags, or you can, that have this already printed in black text right on the poly bag. So this is for any poly bag that's used either to package your product or inside with your product that has an opening of 5 inches or larger that a child could put their head over, okay? So make sure to have the suffocation warning label. That's important. And then all this other information. What are the requirements for Amazon? Oh, the cartons. Each master shipping carton cannot be larger than 25 by 25 by 25 inches on all sides. It can't be over that. And not over 50 pounds. And so if you check with your supplier and they say, oh, well, the carton, one carton weighs 75 pounds, you'll need them to break that up into 2 cartons or repackage. After you have all this information from the supplier, guys, let's go over the steps to actually enter it inside the shipping plan to figure out which warehouse you have to ship to and to get the important barcodes, okay? So we're inside the seller. You're inside your seller account. You're going to go to inventory, manage all inventory, and then on the right-hand side, you're going to click the down arrow next to edit, send replenish inventory. So you go inside your manage inventory page. On the right-hand side of the listing, you're shipping product inventory in. Click the little down arrow next to edit, send replenish inventory, okay? If it says change to fulfillment by Amazon, you do need to switch this over to FBA first, and then select decline label service and select Amazon barcode. Okay, then you'll get to a screen like this, the send to Amazon workflow steps. And let me go over kind of the steps of what you're going to enter here now that you're here. One thing before I jump into this, variations. If you're selling a white product and a black product, and they're variations of each other linked up together with a parent listing, you can do one shipping plan for both those products if they're the same product, just different colors. You can do one shipping plan with both variations inside it. You would go to your manage inventory page. You would click the down arrow next to variations 2 on the left side of the parent. Then you would check the little box on the far left side of the white one, check the little box on the far left side for the black one, and then go up above. There's a little button that says actions on 2 selected, send replenish inventory. Now you're doing one shipping plan for both products or both colors. Okay. So the first thing is we're going to enter a ship from address. So you can click here, add contact, and you would enter a ship from address. Here for the ship from address, you can go ahead and enter your supplier's factory address. It's going to always be safe to do that. Or if you're using a freight forwarder, you can actually enter their freight forwarding warehouse in China. Or sometimes what I'll do is enter my freight forwarder's address in California. Both my freight forwarders, Wendy and Michelle, have warehouses in California. So sometimes I'll enter their warehouse in California. That way I get a West Coast Amazon fulfillment center instead of, let's say, Dallas or the East Coast. So it does depend on what ship from address you enter as to which warehouse Amazon makes you ship products to. Once you've got your ship from address entered, click on, and then it is going to, require Providence, city, district, zip code. Phone number, I think, is required. Email's optional. For name, that's going to be your brand name. And then for company, that's going to be the full company name of the supplier, and then their address, their Providence, their city, their district, their zip code. Okay, that's where you're going to enter that under contact. It's going to the United States. Then for packaging details, guys, we do want to create new case package template. So let's say your product is dog bone. Okay, so let's say that's your product name. It's going to be a case package template. And then here, guys, let's say I have 10 units per carton. My carton size, let's say, is 21 by 14 by 12 inches, and my box weight is 40 pounds. Again, you'll get this information specifically from your supplier. This is for one box or one carton. So I have 10 products per carton or box, and here is the dimensions for one carton, not for one product, but for the carton, okay? And then prep category, you want to select prep guidance, restart prep guidance category, no prep needed, and then save. Okay, I've already selected that. And then who labels units? It's going to be by seller, okay? So then you've done that. Then over here, guys, okay, well, how many cartons or boxes do I have? Let's say I have 10 units per carton for 500 units, and I have 50 cartons. So I have 50 of, this is going to be, I only have 8 here for this case package template. So it's coming out to 400. Then you're going to click on ready to send. Okay, and you want to see the total prep and labeling fees are 0, then confirm and continue. All right, so now we're on to step number 2. So step number 2, ship date. Well, just enter an estimated date of when you expect the inspection to be done. So you need to schedule a third-party inspection. Inspection needs to pass. And then this date will be roughly when you expect your freight forwarder to go pick up the products from the factory, get them to their warehouse, and then load it onto a boat for fast sea shipping DDP. So enter an estimated date. And I always go over. So if you expect the pickup date is going to be around, let's say, the 8th of the month, go ahead and put the 10th or the 15th, because these shipping plans will automatically close after 90 days. And that's another reason why we want to wait as long as possible, because Amazon will automatically cancel or close the shipping plan after 90 days, okay? And then it's going to be small parcel delivery. Then you can see here, I'm getting one Amazon warehouse, FTW1 in Dallas, Texas, which is great. That means I only have to ship to one warehouse. That's awesome. If you do your shipping plan and it's telling you you have to ship shipment 1, shipment 2, shipment 3, and ship to 3 different warehouses like Dallas, Las Vegas, and North Carolina, what do? I actually recommend you go turn on Amazon Inventory Placement Service. You're going to go into your seller account. You're going to go to the top right to Settings wheel. You're going to go down to Fulfillment by Amazon, and then it says Inventory Placement Service. Click on Edit or Manage and enable Inventory Placement Service. What this means is you're only going to have to send it to one warehouse. Send all your products to one warehouse. And usually paying that inventory placement fee of, let's say, $100 to $600 is going to be cheaper than paying your shipping agent or your freight forwarder to ship to multiple different locations. You can get a quote, though, if it's like half the products are going to Dallas, half the products are going to Las Vegas. You can certainly ask your freight forwarder for a price and see how much extra cost it's going to be. And if it's cheaper than the placement fee, go ahead and do that. But if you do get 2 or 3 different warehouses, guys, you'll have to cancel. You'll have to cancel this shipping plan, go to your settings, turn on Inventory Placement Service, then come back in and redo your shipping plan, okay? But the good news is your ship from address, your contact should automatically already be there, so you can just select that, and your packaging template should be saved right there, okay? So luckily I'm only going to one warehouse, and then it's going to be, if you're shipping from China, guys, or your supplier, it's always going to be non-Amazon partnered carrier. I just select carrier as other, and it's coming by fast sea shipping DDP, so that's going to be ocean. Now, if you're shipping from a U.S. warehouse, a U.S. location, like you're shipping from your house into Amazon, or you're shipping from your freight forwarder's warehouse in the U.S. into Amazon, or you're shipping from a 3PL into Amazon that's located in the U.S., I always recommend doing Amazon partnered carrier shipping, because that's going to be the cheapest cost for shipping. Use Amazon partnered carrier when you're shipping from any U.S. address into Amazon. But for coming from China, guys, you can see it's non-Amazon partnered carrier. I selected other, and I selected ocean. Then on the right-hand side here, you guys can see that it says accept charges, $0. I'll go ahead and do that. Then we're coming down, and step number 3 is the final step, guys. Step number 3 is where we're going to get our FBA box labels. So on these FBA box labels, it's right here. It has the shipment name. By the way, copy this shipment name and ID, copy this and save it. You're going to need to provide this and the Amazon reference ID, all of this. copy and send it to your freight forwarder. They're going to need that when it's time to schedule the delivery of your products. Once your products arrive to the USA, they go through customs and get through the port. They get loaded on a truck and shipped to the Amazon warehouse. Your freight forwarder or the truck delivery driver is going to need to schedule a delivery with Amazon at the fulfillment center, and they're going to need all this information: shipment name, shipment ID, and Amazon reference ID. So send that to your freight forwarder or shipping agent. All right, guys, then you're just going to click on print box labels. So what is this? These are your FBA carton labels, and they look like this. They have the ship from name, and they have the ship from address, and they have the Amazon warehouse that your products need to be shipped to. So I put in, I had 50 cartons, so you'll have 50 box labels, one FBA label on each carton. Okay, so send this to your supplier, this file, and they need to put one of these FBA barcodes on each product, okay, or on each master carton. On your products, guys, that's going to be the FNSKU. So you get the FNSKU by going to your inventory, manage all inventory page. On the right-hand side, click the down arrow next to edit, print item labels. They're called 30 up labels. Just one, click print or download, then press OK. And that's your FNSKU barcode. You need to also send that to the supplier because that FNSKU needs to be labeled one on each product box. So we have two important barcodes that you need to send to your supplier. Number one, the FNSKU, which goes on each product box, and these FBA box labels that I just showed you, one FBA box label on each master carton. Then, guys, you're done. It says status is ready to ship. Then you may get a message saying come back in and enter the tracking numbers and the BOL number. That is optional. Like, you don't have to enter the tracking number for the shipment or the BOL number, and Amazon would still receive your inventory. But once you get those from your shipping agent, a freight forwarder, you can come in and enter those tracking numbers. Even if you just enter one, you have 50 different tracking numbers because there's 50 boxes or cartons. Even if you just enter one would be fine, but you don't have to. Now, I am going to cancel shipments to make sure. And the reason I am doing cancel is open shipping plans, guys. Open shipping plans do count towards your inventory limits. So any open shipping plans are going to count towards your inventory limits and your storage limits. Are you limited to the number of units you can send to Amazon? Yes. Most new sellers, 1,000 units is your max. And then as your storage limit, that's 1,000 units total that you can send to Amazon. And then as you launch, it'll go to 1,200. And as you're making sales, it'll go to 1,500, then 3,000. And it'll continue to increase your storage volume or limits as you continue selling. Okay. But open shipping plans and the amount of products at Amazon and your 30-day average sales is how the restock limits and storage volume limits are all calculated, okay? Now, what happens when your products arrive to Amazon? All right, when your products arrive to Amazon, you're going to get an email from Amazon saying the FBA shipment ID name has arrived. We're checking in your products. Then it's roughly 1 to 3 weeks for all your products to be checked in. However, you don't want to wait for all products to be checked in. You can go ahead and launch as soon as around 40% of your products have arrived and have been checked in and made available. Go ahead and start launch. And so where you'll monitor this is inside your seller account. You'll go to inventory, manage all inventory, and then right here in the middle, it says available 863, and then click this down arrow right here, and you'll see that there's some reserved. Those are still being checked in. Researching, inbound means they haven't arrived. Researching means they're checking them. And then total 951. So this is where you'll monitor as your inventory is checked in. Some will go into reserve. Some will go researching. Some will go FC transfer. But as soon as you see you have, like, out of 500, 100 available, go ahead and start launch. And the rest are under reserve or researching. You can go ahead and start launch. All right, guys, and then again, you just click this down arrow right here, print item labels, to get your FNSKU. That, guys, is going to go over how to enter the FBA shipping plan, how to get those two important barcodes, the FNSKU and the FBA box labels, and how to send products into Amazon. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you on my next video.